Me take you down. No kissing. Alright. Reach doing that old Cabo Wabo, hey! Each. I'm gonna try it this way. See if it works. Gonna put some glue on first, and then screw it together. Take you down. Make sure the glue is open all the way. Put some more glue on it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Glue is a little sticky and clogged. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Little clogged. Little clogged. Da 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 da. It helps to have two tools handy so you can drill and screw at the same time. Oops, wrong head. Got to put the old regular head back on. Phillips head. Alright, let's try and get that in there. I can feel the upper piece lifting up, so I'm going to apply some pressure. Okay, so that shifted. Just kind of put it back. So the torquing of the screw can cause the whole project to shift. Just when it does shift, make sure you realign it before you put in the next screw or drill the next screw into place. Man, oh man. Na, na, na. Oh, my bone. You just want to make sure you don't drill into the table, so you get a good idea as to where this piece is going to be. So if it touches, you're all the way at the table. Down. Combo. I keep grabbing the wrong washer, and I wonder why it goes all the way through. Combo. Face down. Take me down. Combo. Combo wombo. Hey! Take me down, down to Cabo. You see that one is really tight in the front and kind of tight in the back, so that's just fine. So move on to the next one. You may have noticed that the drill bit's moving a little bit as I go in deeper. I'm not too worried about that. The problem is clearance. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to, ignore that. Make sure the first hole doesn't have any proud pieces of wood sticking out. And to save time, I think I'm just going to glue and move on. Now, if you're doing something really pretty, if you're going to do something really pretty, make sure you pre-drill everything as carefully as you can and then move on. In this case, I'm doing something a little bit ignorant, which is I'm drilling one hole, I'm gluing, then aligning, and then drilling the other holes and hoping that, I don't have any clearance issues or any gap problems in the wood. Which, really is not the best way to do a project. These are going to go out in the garden, so, I'm not going to care. I don't think my wife's going to care. A little defective washer. I think I'm going to use that one. So, yeah. Use up your defective parts if you can find them for projects like these. You don't want to put them on your motorcycle or your car, but on a project like this, oh yeah. So. Wow, that just doesn't want to go in. Sometimes you'll get a screw that's got some epoxy in it or some paint in it. See that one, that's a defective screw. That's not going to work at all. So go back and find another one. That one looks a lot better. You see that one, there's no paint in there or epoxy. See, there we go. That one's working fine. Hold it tightly. Okay, that seems to be snug. So now we'll drill the other two, and everything's going to be fine. Hold your project as tightly as you can. We'll just do one drill, one screw. So you don't grab the same screw again, the same one you found was defective the first time. Not bad, not bad at all. Yeah, so keep an eye out for these screws with problems. Of course, you can't screw it in until it's drilled. Down, 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 3-lock box. Down, down, 3-screw box. Down, down, 3-lock box. Down, 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 3-screw box. Dum, 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 3-lock box. Dum, 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 3-screw box. The gold. The 3-screw box. Another one done. All right. We'll go back and drill these again with a wider bit so I don't split the wood at the top. Remember, you're doing 5 of these, so everything you do should be done production style. So even if it's cutting a bag. And we're going to try and remember my philosophy of doing as much of this production style as possible. And if the screws are in the wrong place, well, just kind of work around that problem. To do everything production style whenever you can. So here we are back at the work desk. I've cleaned up a little bit to make things a little easier. We have a couple more handles to put on. 3 of them, so we're working production style here. Good evening. We're back here at the world's dirtiest workshop, and we're going to go back over our plan. We're going to make sure we add add handle to our plan, which, you know, if you're going to modify the plan, make sure you write it down. And what I want to do is I want to add some trim for the roof. So that'll give the roof some slope, and the water won't get trapped in the corner here. We don't want that because we'll get underneath of that. But I have a surprise for later on. We'll see what we can do about preventing a lot of these issues. Then we'll come back later on and we'll relook at this. I have a feeling we're definitely going to paint. We've definitely got to assemble. What we can do is we can modify the plan, take that off the top and move that down to here and label up. And that makes more sense. Sometimes you do things out of order and you just got to fix the plan. So right now we're on add trim. So from the top down, just to kind of see where we are, got label up. We made the roof kind of. We added the handle. So now we're a lot closer to the bottom, where we're at trim, paint, and assemble. This is how you know how far along you are in a particular project. If you don't create such a thing and things get complicated, you'll leave things up here and forget to do them, and then you'll come back later on when you're all done and go, oh, you know, and then you have to go back and check them off again, at least in your mind, if not on paper. So here we are back at the project. This is what two of them look like. They're actually in pretty good shape. One of the things that did come up was the handles aren't all the same length. Those two are, but as you look around and see what you have, so let's just stack them up here and see where we're at. More plans. Alright, so they're all stacked up here right now, and already I can see one of them. Looks like it might be a little short. Let's see here, which one is it? I wonder. I think it's number 2. Okay, we're going to check that with measuring tape. With the measuring tape just to see what we got here. That's 5 3/4. Look at that. So 5 3/4, 5 3/4. We have 2 of them that are short. 5 3/4, 5 3/4, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6 1/2. We have 2 of them that were shorter than the others. Now, would anybody see this while they're out there working in the yard? No, not really. Do we really care? No, not really. Does it really bother me? Oh yeah, that they put these items on a shelf and that they would have 2 of them being just a little small for what they should be. Alright, I just figured out why the handles are slightly different. These are 6 1/2 inch handles, and these are 2 5 3/4 handles. When I picked them out of the warehouse, they were in the same bin, and I didn't notice the color difference or the part number difference. So the part number is up there in the corner. Going over the handles, I like to make sure that the screws are in as far as they'll go. They don't always go in perfectly. We're not using a drill press to do this work. So what I'm doing again is I'm just going production style and making sure the screws are what they should be. Here's one that's a little undone. Okay, just gonna put that one aside. And here, that one looks okay. And here, that one's a little crooked, but you know what? That's not bad. Okay, all right. So this is the one where the handle's a little far back, but you know what? I don't care. All right. Let's move on to the trim. Terrific. Okay, the trim is going to go straight across here, and I could just go with the original measurement straight across of about 9.5. So the trim is going to go straight across here, and that's going to be about 9.5. And although this is beveled, the trim will stick out. If I go with a different measurement, if I go with 8 inches, which is the interior measurement, then I can bevel the trim with this and it'll look nice. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the trim and bevel it, but it's got to be at least 8 inches each piece. So 8 inches square, and then we'll bevel it down. All right, I just figured out why the handles are slightly different. These are 6.5 inch handles, and these are 2 5 3/4 handles. When I picked them out of the warehouse, they were in the same bin, and I didn't notice the color difference or the part number difference. So the part number is up there in the corner. So something you should know about home warehouses where you go and buy items like these handles is customers are always coming and going, and the clerks can't keep up with the customers picking items and then putting them back in the bins in the wrong locations, mixing them together, all that kind of stuff. There's just no way the clerks can keep up with that. So the employees they can't keep up. All that being said, when you go to the store, it's up to you to make sure that when you pick the items that you pick ones that are identical and not slightly off the way that I did. Oh well, do I really care? No, I'm not going to care after this, but it is a point to make. When you're at the home store, watch the part numbers. This is about sharing information. It's about doing stuff and learning. You can watch me make mistakes all day and learn from me, and your day will be happier at the end, and your projects will be better. One of the things I thought about was, once I put on the piece, if it is squared off here 8 inches, how would I get rid of something that sticks out like this here? How do I get rid of that? Well, there's a different class of tools out there other than circular and spinning and whatnot that are perfect for removing something like this. And they are the reciprocators. So we're not talking, like a panel saw or something like that. We're talking about reciprocators that reciprocate this way. And they're perfect for removing these little pieces that stick out without really destroying the wood around it or really notching things out. This is a reciprocator with a 90-degree drill end on the end of it. The reason why I needed something like this was way up there. I had to get into a tight space to reinforce the garage door opener that the garage door professional failed to install correctly. They only had 2 mount points up there and it was moving all over the place. So I added the second mount, and to get up in there above the unit, I needed a short 90-degree power tool to drill and drive in the screws. So that's what this is for. Now, we're not going to use this. We're going to take this and just squeeze the buttons and remove that. And then we're going to take this, like this, We're just going to pop that on there like that. And now that is a working reciprocating tool. And we're going to put this away. Okay, we're going to try this here. Okay, so see how this works? Put it up against the edge, which is angled. Okay, you see how that looks? That really worked wonders for that. Okay. We'll do this one. Looks like a man. Polythene pen. Yeah, I had to look that word up. I really did. You're gonna need a pen, and let's get a T-square, a pen, and the reciprocator, and we're gonna cut this with a reciprocator instead of a circular saw, because it's small, it's vinyl, and the reciprocator will cut through vinyl very quickly. Okay, so we've marked this greater than 8 inches, and we're just going to cut through that as best we can. We're not looking for, you know, a really square cut. We just want to get it done. Okay, see how fast that went through without too much trouble? It's because it's melting the vinyl as well as cutting. When you're working with material and you're using a thin blade, you can make a mark. Say here, your first mark, that's where we're going to cut. Move your reference item again, mark it again, move your reference item again, mark it again. So we marked it down here, we marked it here, we marked it here, and we need one more for 5 of them. So we're going to mark it up here. So we marked it here, 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 and that's the end. Let's see how many of these we can cut. To Miami, ba 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 ba, da da Miami, dum bum ba 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 ba. Ba 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 Miami, ba 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 ba. Miami. Miami. All right. Now, one of the things I wanted to do, we're going to see how this looks, and we have lots of spare material if it totally goes south, is we're just going to roughly mark each one to get a feel for which way we're going to go with it. Just mark each one so you have a good idea as to which way you're going to go with your cut. And what we want to do is we want to cut these at a 45-degree angle, a fairly perfect 45-degree angle. So we have to come up with a way to do this without making a mess. Here we are doing number 2. Gonna eyeball this one. Take it off the piece and finish the cut. Eyeball the cut. Okay, do the second one. Take it off the piece, finish the cut. Okay, so that's a little rough. We're just going to be careful about the sanding. And see how number 2 looks. Okay, great, got that one done. Okay, now I'm on the third one. Just going to pull that back a little bit and make sure that we have the room over here to finish it. We really want to make sure that the edge is beyond that line. Okay, so there we go. Now we can start our cut. Line it up. Okay, great. Be very gentle with the sanding. Great. Okay, now do the other side. Now, one of the things I've been looking for is a tool that would keep me from slipping on that. I can't clamp a piece of quarter round because it would just simply move. So what's the solution to this? Well, one solution is to line it up and then put a little blue tape on it so it doesn't slip. That blue tape is going to be a lot stronger than your finger, even though that's painter's tape. Alright, line her up. Actually, it turns out there's a little bit of a problem there. There's a little bit of a burr on the wood there that's making that a little tricky. We'll have to come back and fix that later. Alright, let's get it lined up here so everybody can see. So that tape really held that. See how easily that just pulled right off? So that's a tool that you can use that's actually stronger than your fingers. That's a secret a lot of people don't like to share. Alright. Taking my time, ooh. Taking my time. Taking my time. Let's try it this way. Taking my time. Ooh, taking my time. Ooh, taking my time. Now it takes very strong hands to hold a piece and very daintily use a belt sander. All right. There's another one done. So how are we progressing here? Looks like we got 3 of them done. Okay, so looks like we got 3 of them done. Now we got to do 2 more. Everything's going along swimmingly. This time, let's try applying the tape first. So let's align it and apply the tape here and tear off the excess. And let's try doubling up the tape. So that should still be stronger than your finger, trying to hold that together. So I'm just going to pinch it with my thumb, line it up. Now I sawed that side. I'm going to flip it around and saw the other side, but I'm not going to finish it. So I haven't finished the cut. What I'm going to do is put this piece aside and do the next one the same way. So here we are back on the last piece. I am always innovating, always trying to come up with a better way to do things. Faster, quicker, more efficient, however you want to call it. It's just something that was trained into me by my teachers. Always be more efficient every day. And then after a few weeks, people start to notice that you're a lot more efficient than everybody else. Okay, so that is got a lot of excess on it. That's got some excess on it. That's great. So now that we have the excess lined up, all right, so now we'll go at it. And go at the other side. Okay, so now we're going to take the piece off and finish it. Let's see how well we did. Ah, very good. Looks like that was the right idea. Now we're going to finish the last one. So we just changed the order in which we did things. Just line that up, get it nice and eyeballed, get the blade into the notch. Get the blade into the notch over here. All right, let's see how we did with this piece. Excellent. Always be innovative. That is wonderful. Okay, wow. Now that we have all 5 of these pre-cut, we're going to work on the rough edges around the bevels. So you can see here, this one's got some burrs on it, or whatever you want to call it. Now, you can hand sand these and get some pretty good results. You can also try and file them. I think I'm going to use a metal file for that. We're back after gluing the front pieces down. You see I used the blue tape above and below to kind of squeeze this into the corner. The blue tape isn't actually applying pressure, but it's keeping the white piece from moving away from the corner. And you can see here that that's pretty tight. That's not too bad for what we're doing today. You know, there's a little bit of a gap in there, but maybe that's not perfectly 90 degrees. So, hey, you know, it's just wood. You know, it's natural. And of course, when you have wood with vinyl, you're going to have some issues. But this is actually coming out really nice. I'm really enjoying this little project. Having a great time with it. And look at that. That is on there. That is great. And all that is a little yellow glue. So this is what I used. This is premium wood glue, Tight Bond 2. The handle's on really tight. It looks like the glue has set on the roof, so that is on there really solid. The little triangles with the extra glue has really helped. That is not going to move, not at all. That screw can probably go in a little deeper, but you know what? I'm not going to care. All right, let's get the tape off the other units. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to do this off camera. Much better home lighting. And now it's starting to rain.